Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a bit of how I color these toasted marshmallows. So I think they came out okay, but then I got a really good response from my mom and Francis coloring as we chat a lot, and they really liked them. And I was thinking maybe when I finish this picture, I'm pretty sure that I'll have some requests or some questions about how I achieved this effect. So I just decided to go ahead and get ahead of that a bit and show how I colored it. And before I finished all the marshmallows on the page, because it's like one more left, I can show how I colored it. So this picture is from Kanoko Egusa's newest book, Symphony of Cute Animals, and I ordered this on Amazon Japan. And like I said, we'll be working on this little guy right here, so I'm going to go ahead and have a sit and zoom in, and then we can get started. Oh, and before I forget, as always, all the colors will be listed in the description box below, and I will pop them up on the screen for your convenience as well. So I'll actually be talking through this little how I color, and like I said, we're going to start on this guy here. So I hope it's going to be in focus. I'm going to have to keep popping up and down or something like a weasel because the tripod is super high above me. But let's go ahead and get started. So what I want to do before anything else is make sure I put my paper behind my page that I'm going to be working on. Let me make sure that's still in focus. Okay, we are golden. And first I'm going to start with mineral orange. So that's mineral orange. Oh my goodness, this is so strange. Okay, so here's mineral orange, and I kind of map out how I want it to be. Now I did look up reference pictures. I feel like reference pictures are always helpful, and you should, if you can, try to have a reference picture. Make sure I'm still in frame. Okay, so for this marshmallow, let's just go ahead and make it more burnt on this side right here, because that'll be fun. So what I do with my mineral orange, and I start with mineral orange because when you look at a burnt marshmallow, it has like an orange and yellow tint to it where it's burnt. And I will try to pop up some reference photos somewhere in the video on the screen, like, you know, when I'm talking about stuff in my color along, so y'all don't think I'm a nut. I have a point of reference, I promise. So I'm just going along the top here, and then definitely like more so on this side at the bottom, because in my mind that's where I want it burnt. Now I looked at plenty of pictures of burnt marshmallows, like legit burnt black marshmallows, golden brown marshmallows. It's so many pictures of burnt marshmallows that you can look up, to scorched, to everything. But I know people really like burnt marshmallows. Like, that's the only way they'll eat them. I don't know, I don't eat marshmallows. I haven't eaten a marshmallow in a long time. I haven't had a s'more in I don't know how long, because once I found out what marshmallows were made out of, I legit didn't eat them anymore, and I never really liked them at first to begin with anyway. They were weird to me. So I wanted to order some vegan marshmallows on Amazon. I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, but I do like vegan stuff. And I was going to order some vegan marshmallows on Amazon, and I just haven't done it yet because one time they were sold out, and then I forgot about them, to be honest. But I really need to get them because I miss eating a s'more. You know, y'all know I love me some chocolate. I like s'mores. Okay, so what I did here was I lightly just layered a couple layers more toward this bottom side, because that's the part that I want to be more burnt, and then a little bit in this corner here, and at the bottom right here. Okay, so now we have that out the way. Let me pop up, make sure we're still in focus. I'm going to take sepia, and here is my sepia. Hopefully you can see that. Again, all the colors will be listed in the description box below. And so with sepia, this is where I kind of map out where I'm going to have my darkest part of the marshmallow at. So, and yes, I use a lot of colors, just throwing that out there, because you know, you gotta layer. So since I want this bottom part to be more burnt than the rest of the marshmallow, that is where I'm going to concentrate the darkest part of the color at. And if you hear my fan, you're just going to hear it because I keep it on all the time. And I know sometimes I can hear it, so hear it in the video, but you know, can't do much about that. Okay, so on this side where we put some of the mineral orange, we're going to go ahead and put some sepia down like so. And all this is with a light hand. Again, you don't want to bear down because then you won't be able to layer. Okay, so with my sepia, here is where I'm going to kind of make, let me see if I'm in frame here. I'm going to make kind of like the burnt marks like I did right here. We'll make them more noticeable, and then, you know, we'll go over them with black and another brown down, another brown and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of the little burn bubbles. I don't know. I'm going in a circular motion and I'm kind of just drawing a circle. I don't know what it's called. I maybe could have looked that up, but I don't know. The burnt parts. And then I'm just randomly choosing where I'm going to put it. It's really no science to it. It's no method to it. Just whatever appeals to my eye. And then that's how I pretty much approach it. But I do go off away from the main area and put a little bit of some kind of random scatter, you know, little dots here and there, because, you know, it's a burnt marshmallow. It's not going to be a uniform burn, because I don't know if things burn the same. I'm not an arsonist. I don't know. I don't know if it will burn in the exact same way that you would want it to, but I'm just making random places. I've been watching Archer again, and you know, if you watch Archer, you know Cheryl. She changed her name. Cheryl. She's a legit arsonist. She likes to burn things, and that just made me think of that. Real random, but anywho's, that is how we're going to approach this part, and then maybe put a little bit more down here. Let me make sure. Yep, we're still golden. Alrighty, Roo. So next, I'm going to take black. And black is really important because that's how we get the darkest contrast. So I'm going to start over here on this part and just go where kind of I put the sepia like so, but we're still going to let the sepia be kind of blended out from the black, if that makes any sense. So definitely under here, I'm going to go ahead and put my black. And then definitely in this corner. So here I'm really going to press down and make sure that I am making it darker. Feather it out toward that part. So where we put the bubbles, I'm definitely going to kind of pronounce that a bit, make them more noticeable, and play around with what I think looks best. So I kind of like do fade it out where I put like heavy pressure, and then I just like fade it out a little bit like that. So it's just basically following where we put the sepia. It acts as a guideline, so you know like where to put everything. And you know, just lightly coming out, making some little bit of circular motion. Okay, so in this corner, we definitely want it to be darker. So we're just going to darken this part up right here. And then lightly, barely touching the paper, bring the black out, because that way it helps it to have that color in there. Even though we're going to put even more colors, but you know, we'll get to that. Alright, so for my little burnt pockets, I'm just going to darken them a little bit more because I think they got a little lost. So we're just going to do that. Alright, so now I'm going to come back with my mineral orange, and we're just going to lightly go over everything, because orange is very prevalent in burnt stuff. That is still hot, apparently, when I looked up the pictures. So I'm just making sure that wherever I put the black, I'm going over with the orange, but then I'm lightly, barely touching the paper, like bringing it out again. Because that color kind of helps our marshmallow not be as stark white. And that's a good thing because we have toasted marshmallows. We don't have fresh out the package marshmallows going on here. Alright, so that's how we're going to do that. Then we are going to take, oh, my pencil is rolling around everywhere. We're going to take regular orange. And with our regular orange, we are going to outline, not outline, but go around where this black is. So kind of with a heavy hand because you want it noticeable, but then you don't want to bear down too much. So basically just going around the darkest parts. So even these little tiny ones right here where we burnt our marshmallow in a random place, we're going to do that. And here. And even if you probably won't be able to see it, just throw some in this corner because it helps. So we're just going around the darkest parts here. Alrighty, root. Okay, so now what I would like to do is take, I told y'all it's a lot of colors. Take dark brown, and with dark brown, I'm just going to go around like the bottom of this mushroom. What in the world am I smoking? Marshmallow. The bottom of the marshmallow. I said mushroom because it's a mushroom. Wait, can y'all see? I was staring at this real quick on the other page. It's mushrooms on that page. Don't mind me, you know, whatever. Anyway. I cracked myself up. Okay, so yeah, let's just put our dark brown on our marshmallow. Hello. And just blend it in. You know, it helps with the overall effect. And we're just going to very lightly barely touching the page, bring it over some, maybe some over here. So this helps when we do our final touch and we use white, and it'll have some color in it. So I'm just barely lightly touching the page like so. So here I feel like I'm going to put some because it's not blended the best. I'm just going to go over it. I'm not bearing down. We're using light pressure still, but I'm just blending out this dark brown. Okay, so what I want to do is bring in, let's see what else I feel like I need. Burnt ochre. So we're going to take our burnt ochre, and this kind of has an orange tint to it too, because you know burnt ochre is a bit brownish orange, and it really helps sell the toasted effect. And I'm just going over the entire area lightly. So when I did my other marshmallows off to myself, I did actually use all these colors, and actually more, but I'm just saying for this one what I would like to do, because each one was an experiment in its own, if I'm honest. But I'm just taking the burnt ochre, as you can see, and just lightly applying it all over. Okay, so what we definitely need as well is yellow ochre. So we're going to take our yellow ochre, and I'm going to go over the bottom right here, and then over the entire thing where I have all my dark at, because again, it helps sell the burnt factor, the toasted factor. And we're just going to blend out this area a little bit, but I'm leaving some white. So if you can see, this is all pure white, and then so is this around the edges, and that's the part that didn't get its even toasting, you know, make it look more realistic. Oh my gosh, I am tripping over my words more and more lately, and I don't know if that's because I'm not talking as much as I used to, or what is happening, but gee willikers Batman, I need some help. Okay, so this is all nicely blended, and so now what I want to do is take my white pencil, and yes, this is my little baby white, so I'm going to start where I have my white, like my lightest space, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything together with it, and it helps smooth out the little bit of texture that the pencil has, and then it really does help kind of knock back some colors and then blend out everything so it looks nice, like it really does have that toasted look to it. So that's what I'm doing here. So let me just wipe my pencil off. Okay, so here I'm actually going to start at the white part and then blend everything together. And we're not quite done yet. We got to get the posca out, and then we'll be done for sure, because I think I like how this one shaped out. So just making sure that I'm blending everything in. And what's a cool effect too that I found out is you can erase this, and then it'll leave, like, it won't leave so much of the darkness of all the colors, but it'll kind of look like this one. Hold on, let me see. How when I erased it out, it kind of gives like a dirty look to it. It kind of looks burnt too. I don't know. I was just really playing around, like having some fun, because that's what coloring is all about, is having fun. And it's my one of my creative outlets that I just enjoy beyond words. So I'm just blending everything together here. Alright, so hold that thought. I gotta grab my posca and we will be right back. Okay, I thought I'd show y'all what I'm talking about the maybe I could turn my light up brighter. That would be great. I could show y'all what I'm talking about with the eraser. So I'm going to get my eraser ready. Hold on one second. And this is just my battery operated little eraser. And so if you erase some of it out, just randomly, like, it doesn't matter. You just do that maneuver, right? So then you can take yellow ochre again if you want, and just lightly go over it, right? And then bring in sepia again. You don't have to do this part, you could leave it how it was, but I'm just showing you like what I mean about how you can get like a little different effect. I don't know, I like to play around, so you know. So just throw some sepia in there, and then I have my white again, and I'm going to go ahead and basically burnish everything together. And you see, I don't know, it just looks cool. So you know, it's like it's white, but it's not white anymore at the same time, if that makes any sense. Okay, what I want to do for myself actually is I'm going to take orange again, and just in this darkest part I'm going to put a little more down in there. And you can see it still shows up because I didn't press super duper hard into the paper. So I'm just adding a little bit more orange. Alrighty, Ruth. So now I'm going to take my posca, and this posca is a 0.7, but it's not really 1M. I don't know. It's not the one with the metal tip. It's the one with this kind of nib. And so I'm going to go only where the lightest part was. So basically where I had kept my marshmallow lighter, I'm going to go over it. And I do like to go over it where the darkest part is, because if you let it dry, like let's see if I do this right here, so y'all know what I am rambling on about. Let's see. So I'm going to do that. And then I don't like these dark lines right here because they need to go. Alrighty, Roo. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to go over it with pencil. And most likely I'm going to use burnt ochre, because I used burnt ochre on these and a bit of mineral orange. to go over where I put the posca, and even some black, and I think it really helps it look a little better. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll be back to finish this off. Pro tip, even though I'm not a pro, but I do find it better if you are going to outline something in posca and you're going to go over with pencil. I find that if your pencil is a bit dull, it helps not to scratch the posca off. That's just something that I figured out. I don't know if that's helpful or true for people who already do that or not. Don't know, but it works for me. So I'm going to take burnt ochre, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this part over here, over my posca, and this bottom part, and then maybe like a little bit at the top right here. And that line that was driving me nuts. Okay, so now I'm going to take black, and with black I'm going to go ahead and just lightly go over this part here, like so. And I'm going to take my mineral orange and just drive home that outline right here. All the way around, and that is pretty much how I did my marshmallows. So I will zoom out if I know how to do that properly. So that's pretty much how I've done my toasted marshmallows. So as you can see, like when you erase it out, like I've done on this one and I did on this one, I don't know, it just looks really cool to me. Like it's not completely white, but you can tell like it's a little toasted. So I hope you enjoyed my little how I color. Again, the colors will be listed in the description box below. I hope you find it helpful and it's something fun for you to try out in the future. And yeah, I just thought I'd pop on the show. So thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you on my next video.